welcome to SheKnitsalot. This is episode 2. I have several hats to show you and one thing that I'm working on. So let me get into it. I don't want these to be too long because it could go on forever if I get going. So this week has been pretty good. It hasn't really been that long since I last uploaded, but I've kind of gotten back into the swing of things. So I finished a lot of hats. But before that, I'll get into works in progress. So this is really barely even worth showing, but I'll show it just for the sake of it. So right now, I'm working on casting on for a pair of fingerless mitts that I'm going to design. I think it'll be a free pattern when I'm done. I just want to kind of play around with all of this. I got a new app on my phone, which I should show you, called Knit Texture. So it's this purple thing here, and if you click it, so it costs I think $1.99. What's kind of amazing about it is it will show you all of these different sections. So there's basket weave, bobble, cable twist, chevron, diamonds, drop, eyelet lace, honeycomb, knit pearl, and leaf. So there's a bunch of different things within that, and then you can scroll through. And it will show you like different patterns, and it tells you what multiple you need for the stitch. So like for this, I'll cover up kind of the actual pattern part, so since it is paid, but it tells you that you need a multiple of 14, but then you have to add 8 extra. So let's say you wanted it to be about 2 reps, so then you do the 28 stitches plus 8. So pretty cool. I think it'll be really useful for designing some stuff because I've been really interested in doing that, but having trouble finding cool things. So on the free version, there is a free version. It doesn't have nearly as many, but it does still have a good amount of stuff. So then let's see. This is just like a section that shows knit pearl stitches, which there's a lot of things. So again, these are stitches that only have knits and pearls in them, but very cool. So anyway, so I'm going to be designing a pair of mitts, fingerless mitts, but I wanted to use this Plymouth yarn Boku, which was fairly inexpensive. I got it from yarn.com, so Web's online store, and I got 2 skeins of this, so I think it should be more than enough. There's 99 yards on each, so I think I should be able to get a pair pretty easily out of this. And I'm gonna do kind of just a simple pattern to show off the yarn, and I plan on using US 5s, but I was at Michael's yesterday, so I got some more double pointeds for that because I bought these double pointeds online on eBay, and they were really cheap, and they just came in little packages like this, and they're wooden, but they're really short, which for the mitts is fine, or socks or something of that nature, but if I was gonna try to do a lot on these, this is not going to cut it. So I bought some more double pointeds. My husband's parents bought me this like really generous gift card for our wedding as a kind of fun wedding present. So I used that to get some stuff, and I didn't buy any yarn, which that's pretty impressive. But I also got this, which is for making place cards at a wedding, and I didn't really get it though because of the place cards. I don't really care about that, frankly, but I care about, I will show you up close, were these stamps. I don't really care about the place cards because I'm gonna have more than, and this was the only one like it, but it has these really beautiful little stamps, which I make all of the cards for my handmade stuff myself. So I think these would be really a little like finishing touch that I could add to the cards. That would be really neat. So there's just basically a bunch of floral stuff. This one I think is really nice, and it would go with the kind of aesthetic that I have for my booth usually. So there's that guy, this one, and then this, I really like this one too. Just very pretty. But I got this on clearance for $3.99. Stamps are actually very expensive. I don't know if you guys have been on the market for them much, but holy cow, I've been looking for little ones like this for a long time in thrift stores because I don't like to buy stuff new. Oh my gosh, they're just unreal. And I got married this last October, and so I'm going to be having a wedding reception this summer, but I'm going to be making kind of mostly everything myself, decorations and all of that. So I've been like haunting thrift stores, trying to find stuff so that I don't have to just have a bunch of new stuff, because I think it's silly how much people spend on weddings, and I think you can create some really beautiful stuff yourself for half the cost, if that. For example, so when we got married, we decided very spontaneously that we were just gonna do it, just get married, because weddings just cost so much money, and we don't really have very much money, and we had been engaged for about a month and a half, and it was about a week and a half before I had this break. So Minnesota has this MEA break, Minnesota Educators Association, where teachers get time off to go to this conference, and you don't have to go, but you just can. And I knew that I wasn't able to afford to go this year. So I said to my then fiance, we should just get married next week. And we kind of were entertaining the idea for a minute or two, and we're like, okay, let's just do it. So we did. So I called my mom and I said, hey, block off next Friday if you can. We're going to get married. And so his parents and my parents were able to make it work. And my grandparents were there, but we had, I think, 11 people there total. So just his parents, sister, and my parents, my brother, and then my grandparents. His grandma, his only living grandparent, lives in Malaysia. So she, obviously is not going to just be able to come over for that. So we got everything ready, and my dress, and I made all the food myself, did everything myself, and it cost less than $200, which I am pretty impressed with myself about, because I don't like to spend money. So I was very happy with that, and it was perfect. It was exactly what we wanted. Oh, sorry, I bumped the tray table that has my computer. It was everything we wanted, and it was inexpensive. So we're having a reception this summer for the people who couldn't be there. My cousins, who are quite little, actually cried when they found out that I was getting married and couldn't be there, and I felt really bad. So we're having a reception, so hopefully people will be happy with that. But for my reception, I'm doing like mismatched china and just kind of fun stuff, because I don't have china anyway, so it's a way to kind of build it up inexpensively, and I like mismatched stuff, so I'm cool with that. But anyway, let's get to the knitting. The first thing that I finished was this hat, which I don't know if I was making at the time of my last video, but it's just a really, really, really basic hat. And this button I got at Michael's. I'm so mad at myself for not buying more of these. I keep bumping this, I'm sorry. They had buttons like this, these nice wooden big buttons. Oops, over here. They had them in this light color and then a dark color, and they were $1.50 for 6 of them, which for wooden buttons, even a plain one like this, is usually $1.50 a piece. So I bought a pack of each, but now I'm kind of kicking myself because I've used a lot of them and I wish that I had more. But this is kind of a slouchier hat, so it's just what this looks like. I have to take some pictures of these so I can put them up on my store. But I have this linked in my Ravelry shop if you are looking to make one yourself. You can kind of, maybe you can see, can you see where I knotted the yarn and started? Right here, you can see that there's this weird section here. I don't really care. It's not that noticeable, but you can tell where I switched colors. And I thought of adding a pom-pom. I haven't lined this one yet, but I'm thinking that I might, just again, because most of my clientele is from a very cold region, so it's nice to have it, have that done. Then that same night I cast on a crocheted hat and finished it that night, which looks like it's very thick. But I'm thinking of adding a pom-pom to this one because I have leftover of the brown, not that much. So I think I'll probably add a brown pom-pom, but for now I'm counting it done because it could just be like this if I wanted it to be. It's very thick, very sturdy. This hat isn't going anywhere. So that's just, I guess I should hold up. That's what this one looks like. So this one's just like I didn't have a pattern, but it's just a really basic cast on stitches, and then in the back loop only crocheted the band part, and then just picked up the stitches and finished her off, which I normally don't like doing because there's weird holes when I decrease, but it turned out fine on this, so whatever. Next up is this baby hat that I had started a while ago, forgot that I had started and found, so I finished it. So it's, I suppose it's more like a toddler size. It's actually pretty big. I can get it on if I try, which I will not on this video, but. So this is good. A lot of people will come to my booth in the summers and then they ask for kids hats, and I don't really have anything, so got myself covered for next year. Then finally, another really basic hat. So I've noticed that sometimes basic is best when it comes to these sorts of things. Again, I don't know if I should add a pom-pom or not. I'm kind of tempted, but at the same time, I don't know. Would men still like it if it had a pom-pom? I suppose they might, but I feel like if I leave it like this, it's more gender neutral. So it could go to a guy or a girl. Who knows? It's all options. So, yeah, anyway, so as for what I'll be kind of working on is mainly just the designing those mitts, and I actually will probably need some testers. So if anyone's interested, you should leave a comment because I would love to have some test knitters. It's going to be pretty basic. I just need to figure out how to do the thumb gusset because I haven't actually ever designed mitts before. I've made hat patterns just kind of on the fly for what I need, but I haven't ever done it with mitts. So I'll make that work. But if you're willing to try it out, you should let me know. So I have real humans trying it out. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I haven't. Yeah, I just want to knit a pair of mitts. I cast on the the like rib section of the thing at least 2 or 3 times last night. I was getting so mad. I kept screwing up, and I got this yarn that actually I think I'm going to go get it and come back and show you this because it's very ridiculous. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just am a little annoyed about this. Okay, so I bought this yarn online at Webb's, and it was fairly inexpensive, I think. I can't really exactly remember what I paid for it, but now it's all tangled, of course. Sorry, just give me a second here. But anyway, so I bought this yarn, which when it's packaged nicely like it's supposed to be, it looks like this. So it's called a Kiko. This is really, it feels very good. It's very beautiful yarn. But I was very surprised because when I bought it, it said that it was an Aran weight. This is not an Aran weight. This is not even what I would say a worsted. Okay, because it says on the ball band to use a US 8 with this. And granted, I'm a little bit of a loose knitter, but I was using 5s on it last night, and it was still holy, and I was not pleased. So, again, this is an Aran weight. I do not agree with that at all. No. This is not an Aran weight. This is supposed to be an Aran weight. I think this seems more accurate. So this is just a comparison side by side. That's a pretty big difference. But they're supposed to be the same. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's kind of annoying. I don't know. Yarns that are fancier tend to not be what I think in my head of being that size. Like this, for instance, is a yarn that I got online. It's 100% wool, but this says that it's a chunky, or it's not, no, it's super bulky. It says it's super bulky. It says to use a size US 15. I don't even know that I would use a 13 on this. It would be so holy. I don't understand. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, but I just don't understand why. I must just be the loosest knitter in the world. Does anyone else have this problem with nice yarns? It seems like this is happening to me all the time when I get stuff from Webb's. Whatever. Or this is like some cheap Red Heart, and I know that I don't normally use this, but it's for like a cheapo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle hat thing that I make for kids. But again, this is a worsted, this is an Aran, which should be thicker than a worsted weight, and look at them side by side. The brown is thinner. And if you pull on it, it's even more evident. So, I don't know. I'm just not really excited about that because I bought it because I thought it was an Aran weight. And I know I could just net it double, but I'm just kind of annoyed because I thought I was getting, 100 grams of, it's a 50 gram ball, excuse me, but I thought I was getting 100 grams of Aran weight, not like a DK. I think this seems like a DK, but just a little rant for you. It's very pretty colors. I have 2 browns, 2 greens, and then this pink color, and they're all very nice, but I don't know what to do now because it's not what I was expecting. But anywho, I hope you guys are all well, and be sure to leave me a comment if you're interested in test knitting, or just please leave comments, period. I love getting comments from people, even if it's just, hey, watch the video, bye. That's fine. So I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you next week. Bye.